All right, let's jump right in. Today, we're going to talk about something pretty mind-blowing, how blockchain is starting to move beyond just digital money and is actually reaching out to control things in the physical world. We're talking about smart property and the Internet of Things.
Just think about that for a second. What if your car, the actual physical car in your driveway, had its entire identity, from its title to its keys, all wrapped up in one secure digital package? That's the world we're exploring today.
So to really get our heads around this, we first need to define our terms. What do we actually mean when we stick the word smart in front of property? At its core, it's actually pretty straightforward. Smart property is any asset, physical or digital, that's controlled by a smart contract living on a blockchain. It's basically the marriage of an IoT device, like a car loaded with sensors, and the automatic, unstoppable logic of a smart contract.
And this brings up a really important distinction. The smart contract, that's just the code. It's the set of rules, the if this, then that program. You can think of it as the brain. The smart property is the actual thing that the brain controls. It's the body. So the contract is the agreement, and the property is the asset the agreement is about.
And we're not just talking about hypotheticals here. This applies to real, tangible things like cars, drones, even your house. Imagine transferring the deed to a home instantly and securely. And of course, it works for virtual assets too, things like stocks and bonds, moving them out of old-school ledgers and onto a transparent, automated system.
Okay, so that's the what. But now for the really fascinating part, the how.
How on earth does blockchain replace these huge central authorities we rely on every single day? I mean, for anyone who's worked with relational databases, you know there's always an admin, a central controller. So how does this tech get rid of the gatekeeper, whether that's the DMV for a car title or a bank for a loan?
Well, it all comes down to blockchain being a completely different kind of database. Instead of one single master copy that one administrator controls, everyone in the network has their own identical, synchronized copy. No one person can just go in and change the records. It creates this trustless environment where you don't have to trust a person or a company, you just have to trust the math.
Distrust is really built on three main pillars. First, you've got the distributed ledger, which just means everyone sees the same truth. Second, you have cryptographic keys. Your private key is the only thing on the planet that can prove you own something. It's pure mathematical proof. And third, there's a consensus mechanism, which is just a fancy way of saying a whole network of computers has to agree a transaction is legit before it's locked in forever. Those three things together, they completely eliminate the need for a middleman.
Okay, theory is great, but let's make this tangible. Let's take these ideas and see how they'd work in a real-world scenario.
So let's do a step-by-step walkthrough. How would you actually go about selling a smart car, a vehicle that is itself a piece of smart property?
So here's how it would go down. The car is basically born with a digital birth certificate. The sale becomes a kind of digital handshake. The seller initiates it, the buyer adds their payment and signs, then the seller gives the final approval. Once the network confirms it, that's it. It's a done deal. The car itself can then literally read the blockchain, see who the new owner is, and unlock the doors. And notice who's missing here? No banks, no lawyers, no afternoon wasted at the DMV. It's all direct, secure, and peer-to-peer.
Now, transferring ownership is one thing, but this technology unlocks way more powerful financial tools.
So a simple sale is pretty powerful for sure, but can you use this for more complex stuff? Like, could you use your smart property to get a loan? Well, the answer is a huge yes, and it lets you use assets as collateral in a completely automated way. In this case, the smart contract acts like a totally impartial digital escrow agent. It holds the car's title while the loan is being paid. The borrower still gets to drive the car, but technically the contract is the owner. If the loan gets paid off, boom, the contract automatically gives the title back. If it's not, the contract automatically transfers the title to the lender. There's no argument, no repossession agents, the terms are locked into the code, and they just execute. So we've seen how this can work for a single car, but now let's zoom out and look at the really big picture.
I mean, this is all very cool for one asset, but how does this help with the enormous challenges we're facing with the Internet of Things, a world with billions of connected devices? Because, let's be honest, the IoT has been promised for ages, but it keeps hitting these huge roadblocks with security and just getting devices from different companies to talk to each other.
Well, blockchain tackles these problems head-on. For security, giving every device a unique, unfakeable identity is a massive upgrade. For interoperability, it creates a common language, a shared, trusted platform where a device from Apple can finally talk and transact with one from Google. And yeah, scalability is still a work in progress, but new designs are coming out all the time to handle the tidal wave of transactions these devices will generate.
And this quote right here, it just perfectly captures the ultimate vision. We're talking about a shift from a network of things that we control to a network of autonomous things that can manage themselves. A world where your car pays for its own electricity or your solar panels sell extra juice to the grid, all without you ever having to get involved.
So, I'll leave you with this to chew on. We are standing right on the edge of a world where everyday objects can have their own economic lives. A machine that can own itself and order its own replacement parts. What new possibilities, what new economies does that unlock? It's pretty staggering to think about.
It's a future that's coming faster than we think. So if you found this explainer helpful, do me a favor and hit that like button. Share it with someone you think would find it interesting. And of course, subscribe for more breakdowns on the tech that's shaping our world. Thanks for tuning in.